bootleg TV when you're out there. So thanks for doing this, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Mr. Lowe.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. That was Tony Holiday. He will be part of the Red Shed Music Series coming up this weekend. We are going to go to our next guest. They are going to join us live, coast to coast, border to border here on 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island, of all places. Also, the Mix on Tuesdays. And we are going to go to our next guest. They are going to join us live as live can get. Welcome to the broadcast. How are you, my friend?
Hey, this is Pete. Nice to meet you. Is this Jiggy James?
Well, that's a variation of it. Pete joins us today here on our broadcast. So, Pete, tell me a little bit about how you got started doing the music thing. Tell me all about it, man.
It was all Kiss's fault. I was in Venezuela with my mom where she grew up. Didn't speak any Spanish. All of a sudden, I'm looking at this Kiss record where they're all standing on the burning cities. It's Destroyer. And I was just transfixed. So when I came back to Canada, I was I came back to Canada looking for Kiss under my pillow with the radio, just looking, and I couldn't, and I didn't find them, but I found Joan Jett, found Def Leppard, Led Zeppelin, The Who, and that's what started it all. So it's Kiss's fault. It's the imagery.
That's right. It's that damn imagery. Is all those people in the 80s when they were trying to censor music and everything. See, if they could have got to. If Al Gore and all of them could have got to somebody, they could have stopped you, my friend. But they didn't.
We wouldn't be having this.
You're here now, see? Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about your writing process. What is that like? What is your writing process like, my friend? I
get a bunch of music together that I think is cool, and then I start to top line over it, and then I kind of go, is this cool? And then sometimes it's not, so then I'll just move on, and it's quite, quick. I'll know within 5 minutes if it's worthwhile. Or I'll just be walking around, and a lyric will come to me, or I'll be watching a commercial of Bank of America, and I'll start to feel teary-eyed, and then I'll start to write lyrics. So it's quite turbulent, and it's quite unexpected, and it happens whenever it happens, and I'm just trying to be a channel for it, essentially.
That's awesome. So let me see here. Multinational corporations give you inspiration to write music. That is fantastic. Don't let Bernie Sanders hear that. He will be madder than. So, the Sweet Kill with us today. They are live here on our big broadcast, and they have announced the release of their debut LP, Darkness. It has got a brand new video. We're going to be playing that here in just a few. Tell me a little bit about this brand new album, my friend.
It's born out of the necessity to identify the trials and tribulations of life that we all go through. And I'll speak for myself. The Death Valley, darkness before the dawn experiences, the dark night of my soul, I wanted to personify to then create the necessity for the light. So that's essentially the duality of the Sweet Kill, is that we got the darkness, and then we got the Force. We got the Darth Vader, and we got Obi-Wan. And
that's awesome.
Luke, right? His dad was this dude who destroyed planets. So, the duality.
You are all over the place, brother. I love this. So okay. So you mentioned. Okay, now I've got to get into this. You mentioned earlier that you got inspired by Kiss. You end up back in Canada, and then you are Ross Long's gonna love that. I'll have to send that over to him. He is the one that started us at the Canada thing years ago. But you said you discovered Joan Jett. And then I go over here and I see this photo of you standing in a circle with candles around you that says the new LP Darkness releases on September 2022. And I get Highlander vibes. And they filmed a lot of the Highlander TV show in Canada. Is that what you're going for here? Or am I completely off?
No, you're 100% on point, man. We're just kind of keeping it singleness and purpose. Dark and gothic. Dark and gothic, gothic and dark.
Ah, yes.
Very simple. You know, it's like, I think I personally have observed recently that there's a super resurgence of like goth culture. Like I was at Disneyland the other day, and all of a sudden there was like thousands of goths, and it was like daily. It was Bat Day, and I'm like, what's going on? And I knew one of them, so I started chatting. And there's this whole like thing that I'm now a member of, the Bats Club or whatever, and it's like, you
That's
know,
awesome.
it's like everyone, I feel, with shows like The Witcher, Game of Thrones, they're hearkening to eras, and even like starting the kids young with like Harry Potter. You know, there's this inner goth within all of us. I'm the most jovial goth you'll ever meet. You know, I don't like do the white face and then the black hair, but you know, that's the music that I write, and that's how I feel on the inside. Okay.
I'll tell you, you know, one of the things I love about this show, and every once in a while we will get, you know, an artist such as yourself on, and I immediately like when you're talking about the goth thing, I have got to see if I can get you linked up with my buddy Michael Nagy, who is in New Jersey of all places. He is a huge goth person. I just don't understand the goth thing, but he would absolutely love you with the whole goth thing. You know, Nagy's always exposing me to all these like vampire bands, and he's taking me to like goth clubs and all sorts of craziness. He lives out in New Jersey, of course, and he's always told me that if we come out there for Exotica, the porn convention, that he has to take me to these vampire clubs. And I'm like, well, here's the deal. I'm coming to New Jersey. I'm not going to a vampire club. I'm going to the porn convention. But just your whole thing, you and Nagy would get along tremendously.
Love to meet him.
He is great. So tell me a little bit more about this debut LP that you've got coming out.
It was written over a course of 2021, and it was, I think around the September point of 2021, I had 4 songs completed on a private SoundCloud link, and I was just like emailing it out. The guy that put us in contact together, CC Voltage.
Yes.
He was very, always been a guy that just like, he's like a cat that lands on his feet. Whatever band he's in, always getting a record deal, always going out on tour, and he's super proactive. And I just asked him one day, I go, hey man, what's your secret? And he goes, well, you just find bands that are similar to yours, find out who their management team is, email them, find out their record labels, email them, and just see what happens. So that's what I did. I sent out this email with these 4 songs saying Dark and Gothic 2022. At the time, it was 2021. And a lot of people were like, oh, wow, this is great. It's just not where we're at right now genre-wise, but, you know, keep it up, whatever. A lot of positive feedback, but nothing really bit until these Germans were like, we will put it out. And then I was like, okay, well, what about, you know, could we do an album instead of just like an EP? And he goes, sure, you know, it pays more. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. So then that sort of catapulted me from, I think it was around September is when I'm like, okay, I need 6 more songs. So I just got really quick and proactive about it. And that's the sort of inception of and the motivation that got it to the finish line. But again, the album is just strictly about trying to personify the darkness to inspire the light.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. So we are going to play some of your music. Tell me a little bit about Rain. We're going to play this here in a few moments.
When I was living in Canada, I was privy to, I had one, you know, remember the TV show, The Office?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
I was like, dude in the warehouse who was dating the receptionist. And so every morning at like 7 a.m., I'd be going to my work, which was in the warehouse in the industrial area of Vancouver. And there was ladies of the night still doing their jobs. You know what I'm saying? And it was pretty intense to witness this at like 7 a.m., right? So Rain is about that. It's about that sort of culture, right? That I observed. I wasn't a part of it, but I observed it. I was taken by it. It moved me emotionally. That to what extent one will go to find what fix they need. Essentially, that's what Rain is. It's kind of a social commentary on addiction, on the darkness of the areas of where that takes human beings, and it's a simple statement. If you want it to stop, you need to give it up, right? But how? And so that's everyone's journey, right? Like I think that as a human, I fall into vices, I fall into tricks of my mind that tells me a bunch of lies, and like a sucker, I buy into them, and so then I feel a certain way as a result of that process. So it's about unlearning that process for me, and sort of again, I'm just trying to personify the darkness of that, and then create the need for the light.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to do this. I'm going to place you on a brief hold. We're going to go ahead and play the song, and we're going to come back and keep chatting with our guest. It is Rain, and it is here on a very, very, very busy broadcast.
Down the alleyways where no one else will know. As the rain falls, just wash this all away. I pray. What is love? What is fate? I can feel much anyway. If you want it to stop, you need to give it up. If you want it to stop, you
Okay, we are going to go back live to our next guest. We're going to go back to the Sweet Kill. They're with us today here on our big broadcast, and they join us live here, coast to coast and border to border. So, Sweet Kill, how do we get in touch with you guys online, buy your music, and contribute to what you guys are doing?
I'm really blessed to have the Sweet Kill across all platforms, so you can check out
Fantastic.
some videos that we have. There's a couple. I think on Bandcamp you can pre-order or order the vinyl that's actually just being mailed to me from Germany right now. But you can order it there, and they'll mail it out to you. It's really cool. I'm really loving the cover. It's like red and black. Those are the themes. So the Sweet Kill after Facebook, after Instagram, after YouTube. I think it's going to be the Sweet Kill / Bandcamp or something like that. I can't remember the URL exactly, but if you just look up the Sweet Kill, then that's how you find it.
Fantastic. You guys are amazing. Look out for an interview or for a interview request from Michael Nagy, because it's going to happen. And I just appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you, brother.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it, man. There he goes, the fantastic Sweet Kill.